Well, the first thing about difficult conversations is one of the things that drives them is running assumptions. People run assumptions instead of doing reality checks. So they think that they know what the other person thinks and feels, and they're preparing their response, usually their either defense or attack, based on that assumption. Okay? So the first tip is don't run assumptions. Do a reality check. Find out what's really going on. I worked for a boss once who would take things at face value. And in fact, he heard something from somebody, and he was one of the worst examples of what not to do when you're trying to resolve a conversation or have a difficult conversation with someone. And he had heard that I had done something, and he said, "So why did you do such and such?" And I was taken aback because he had completely the wrong information. Okay, and I immediately felt attacked. Now, because I used emotional intelligence, it didn't escalate into something really bad. I said, let's just stop. Let me tell you what happened. Let me give you the information from my reality, okay? But you need to be doing that in managing people. That's really, really important. And very often you'll have a reaction and the adrenaline starts going and you're off in your mind. You've got to stop, okay? So you check with the person, and the way that you do a reality check is you say, I got some information from a client of ours today that said that you hadn't produced the deliverables that we had agreed to. And I'd like to hear your reality. What's your experience of this, so I understand what's going on, okay? Do the reality check, and you can ask questions. So why do you think the client might be upset? So you have this reality, client has this. Where do you think the disparity lies? What do you think went wrong? Is it in our communication? What do you think's happening? So if you ask questions, that invites the other person to share the reality instead of attacking. So don't run assumptions. The second thing is, no matter what's going on emotionally, use a neutral tone. Really work hard to do what I call emotional containment. That means, I'm not talking about stuffing your emotions. I'm talking about containing them long enough to decide what you're going to do with them. Because the more you have a charged tone to your voice, you're either going to invoke a defensive reaction in the other person or a counterattack. So really make that as monotone as you can, no matter how upset you are. Saying to somebody, I'm noticing I'm really, really upset right now. And I want to stay calm and have a productive conversation, but it's really difficult because I'm so upset. And let me tell you why I'm upset. Okay, next tip. You use the I at the beginning of your sentence. I experienced the comment that you made at the meeting that my marketing idea was pathetic is really demeaning. And it may not have been your intention, maybe it just slipped out of your mouth, but I found it really, really upsetting. And then I got angry, and then I withdrew, and then I didn't want to have anything to do with you for the last 2 days, and because I didn't know how to deal with it. And I just really would appreciate if you would talk to me in a respectful way in the meetings. And I want us to have a good professional relationship and have a mutually respectful relationship. As opposed to saying, you accused me, you put me down in that meeting, and that made me really angry, and who do you think you are? Because you're going to escalate the conflict, you're not going to diffuse it. Your goal is always around diffusing conflict. Understand the difference between assertive communication and aggressive communication. Assertive is saying that report that you finished came in 2 days late, and I'm very disappointed and upset because I felt like we had an agreement that you were going to deliver it on my desk on Wednesday morning, and I felt let down. And I really need you to honor the agreements that you make because I need to know that you're going to deliver. I need to be able to count on you. It's really important. As opposed to, well, you said you were going to deliver that on Wednesday morning, and where is it? What do I have to do? Hold your hand while you do the report? Of course, they're going to feel attacked. You're going to lose your people. They are not going to be in your camp. So it's very important. And the last thing I want to tell you is don't should on people. That's S-H-O-U-L-D, by the way. Don't should on people. As soon as you start saying you should, and of course the finger usually goes with it, you're going to lose people. They're going to shut down and get defensive. You can say things like, have you thought about doing such and such? Or I wonder if calling the client on Wednesday might be good rather than waiting for them to call Friday. Let's let them know that we're really involved. We really want their business. So Don't should on people. Even if you feel you know the answer of what they should be doing, you could say, I'd really appreciate it if you could do such and such, instead of, you really should be doing such and such. Okay? Those are some concrete tips that can help you have those really tough conversations.